Hello my lovely students, welcome back to Preparation Easy. I hope you all are doing well and you all are fine. So students, today we are going to start a new chapter, that is respiration in organism. In this chapter we are going to study about what are the respiratory organs, what is the respiration, what are the two main processes involved in this respiration, that is cellular respiration and breathing, the difference between respiration and breathing, and how other organisms respire through different respiratory organs. So we will start our lecture now. So our topic name is respiration in organism, and today we are going to study part 1 of our chapter. Now, what is respiration? What is respiration? So respiration means what? You know that we require energy, right? We require energy for various life purposes, various life processes, for like walking, running, or our other internal processes, for example digestion, circulation, excretion. There are various processes continuously we are doing, or continuously they are doing their work inside our body, right? So for that we require energy. Now we know that when we eat food we get energy, right? By taking food in our body we get that energy. Now my question is, how you get that energy? By food or from food? How are you getting that energy? Who helping you to get that energy? Get that energy from food. So we eat food, right? We are getting food. Food. We are getting food. By which process? Digestion. By which process? Digestion, right? Now we are getting energy from this food. We are getting energy from this food. So here the question is, how our body converting this food into the energy? How our body converting this food into the energy? So here are one important component, that is oxygen is helping. Now where does oxygen come from? Oxygen कहाँ से आ रहा है? So oxygen, we are inhaling the air, we are taking the air, we are breathing continuously, right? We are breathing continuously. So oxygen we are taking in and we are taking out carbon dioxide, right? That is our breathing. That I will explain you later, but for now we take oxygen inside our body, right? We take oxygen inside our body by the process of breathing. So that oxygen is coming, and this oxygen is helping. This oxygen is helping to break the food. Helping to break the food. Break the food. The oxygen is helping to break the food, and from food you are getting your energy. From food you are getting your energy, right? From this food you are getting your energy. So this process of converting food into the energy by the help of, with the help of oxygen, with the help of oxygen is known as respiration. Is known as respiration. What is respiration? Respiration, you are taking in oxygen inside your body and you are utilizing that oxygen to convert food into the energy. Simple. This is called as respiration. This process is called as respiration. Okay. So now we all know that all living things all living things do this process. Which process? Respiration. Respiration is a characteristic feature respiration is a characteristic feature of living organism, right? All living organisms do the process of respiration. Mode may be different, but they are doing the process of respiration. And what is respiration? You are converting the food into the energy with the help of oxygen. That process is known as respiration. So, respiration is the process by which living things take in oxygen. Respiration is the process by which living things take in oxygen, use it to get energy. They are using it to get energy from food and releases carbon dioxide and water as waste. So, now this is food, right? Glucose, I will erase this, okay? So now this is glucose. Glucose means nothing but food, right? And glucose is a type of carbohydrate. Glucose is a type of carbohydrate. So, glucose means food plus oxygen. By the help of oxygen, breaking down this food and getting energy. With the help of or also forming carbon dioxide and water as a byproduct. So, carbon dioxide we are taking it out from body, and water we are utilizing it for various processes, okay? So, glucose means food plus oxygen, we are getting energy, and carbon dioxide and water. So, we are taking that oxygen and taking out carbon dioxide, right? So, I hope respiration point, what is respiration is clear. So, now respiration involves two main processes. That main processes are breathing, which is also called as physical respiration, and respiration, that is cellular respiration, chemical process. Okay, so what is breathing and what is cellular respiration? So here my question is that does respiration and breathing is same or different? Does respiration and breathing is the same process or different process? If you are saying that respiration and breathing is the similar process, then you are totally wrong, because respiration and breathing are totally different processes, okay? So, we are going to study how they are different, okay? So, first we will see breathing. What is meant by breathing? So, breathing means simply taking in air or taking in oxygen and taking out carbon dioxide. Breathing means you are taking in oxygen and taking out carbon dioxide, right? So, that process is known as breathing. Taking in oxygen and taking out carbon dioxide. Okay, so breathing means what? Taking in oxygen and taking out carbon dioxide. This process is called as breathing. You are simply taking in oxygen and taking out carbon dioxide, nothing else. You are taking oxygen inside your body, carbon dioxide outside. Oxygen inside your body, carbon dioxide outside. This process is called as respiration. This process is known as breathing. Okay, this process is known as breathing. Now, what is respiration? Or what is cellular respiration? So, cellular respiration means simply utilizing or using oxygen to get energy. We are using that oxygen. We are using this oxygen that we get from which process? Breathing. For getting energy. This is known as cellular respiration. Breathing means what? You are taking oxygen. You are taking in oxygen. इतना भूल जाओ, सिर्फ इतना ध्यान में रखो. Taking in oxygen, right? Respiration, utilizing that oxygen to get energy. Utilizing that oxygen to get the energy. This process is known as respiration. This process is known as respiration. I hope the difference is clear. Now, we will see this point. What is breathing? Breathing is also called as physical process. Means what? We are externally doing this process. We are using our nose only. Means other organs are also involved, but for now we are using this. No enzymes are involving in this, only our organs. Okay, so the act of taking air in, inhale, and letting air out, exhale through your nose or mouth to get oxygen into the body and remove carbon dioxide. Now, what is inhale? So, inhale means taking in oxygen. Okay, inhale means taking in oxygen. Okay, inhale means what? You are taking in oxygen, and this process is known as inhalation. This process is known as inhalation. This process is known as inhalation. Second one is exhale. Exhale means simply taking out carbon dioxide. Taking out carbon dioxide, CO2, carbon dioxide, and this process is known as exhalation. This process is known as exhalation. Inhale means you are taking in oxygen, exhale taking out CO2, and inhalation means the process of taking in oxygen. Exhalation means the process of taking out taking out carbon dioxide, and both combiningly we can say that inhalation plus exhalation called as breathing. Okay, inhalation and exhalation we call it as breathing. Okay, so now what is cellular respiration? The process inside every cell where oxygen is used to break down food to release energy. Now, breathing we are taking outside the body, right? Means you are taking air from outside, right? But respiration Respiration occurs inside the cell. Inside the cell means what? We are getting the food by to the cell, right? By which process? Digestion. Now food we got means that cell got the food. Now that cell break down that food with the help of oxygen. With the help of oxygen coming from which process? Breathing process. Means our body is totally interconnected, right? The processes are interconnected to each other. So here the respiration is occurring inside our cell. That is why it is called as internal or cellular respiration, because it is occurring inside the cell. That's why we are calling it as cellular respiration. So chemical process, why? Because various chemical enzymes are involved and various chemical steps are involved in this process. Okay, so the process inside every cell where oxygen is used to break down the food to release energy. This energy is used to all our activities, walking, running, growing, even thinking. So we are using that energy for various activities. Okay, so now I hope breathing and respiration point is clear. So we will see some difference on what is breathing and what is respiration. Okay, so breathing and respiration. So breathing and this one is respiration or cellular respiration. First point, breathing is taking out or taking in oxygen and taking out CO2 is known as breathing. Okay, cellular respiration is by the help of oxygen break down the food into energy inside cell is known as cellular respiration. Okay. Second point is which process? This is physical process. Right? This process is chemical process, or we can say that biochemical process. Okay, we can say it as biochemical process. Okay, so this one is biochemical process, physical process. Now we require energy to do the process of breathing. Okay, we require energy to do this process, and we get the energy from this process, right? We get the energy from this process. Okay, and fourth point, we can say that no enzymes involved in this reaction. No enzymes And fourth here is respiratory enzymes involved in this reaction. Respiratory enzymes involved in this process. Okay, respiratory enzymes involved in this process. So, this is the rough difference between breathing and respiration. So, this was introduction of our chapter respiration in organism. In this lecture we studied what is respiration and what are the two main processes of respiration, that is breathing and respiration, and we see the difference we study the difference between breathing and respiration, that breathing means what? We are taking in oxygen, respiration means what? We are utilizing that oxygen for or to get the energy from food. Now in next lecture we will study the two types of respiration, that is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Till then stay tuned with Preparation Easy. Thank you so much.